The 1953 Jefferson nickel with a mint mark holds a remarkable place in American coinage, standing as a relic of post-war numismatic history. During this time, the U.S. Mint was navigating changes in production methods and minting strategies, resulting in unique varieties that would later gain attention from collectors. The nickel minted in 1953, with a D or S mint mark, especially stands out due to its lower mintage and distinctive features. The design remained consistent with the classic Jefferson nickel look, featuring the third President of the United States on the obverse and his home, Monticello, on the reverse. However, subtle differences in strike quality, die wear, and placement of the mint mark make each variant from 1953 worth a closer examination. These details became the focus for numismatists seeking out high-grade or error-specific coins from that year. The Denver and San Francisco mints both contributed to the circulation of 1953 nickels, though in fewer numbers compared to the Philadelphia mint. The 1953 D and 1953 S issues are often the targets for collectors who desire more exclusive and rare additions to their Jefferson nickel sets. In particular, coins from San Francisco were produced in notably smaller quantities, increasing their scarcity over time. Collectors often examine these nickels under magnification to identify strike characteristics that can elevate their value. Full steps on the Monticello depiction, a benchmark of strong strikes, are particularly prized. A 1953 nickel with a full steps designation and a clear D or S mint mark can command significantly higher prices, especially when found in mint state conditions. Over the decades, many 1953 nickels were lost to circulation wear or melting, making high-grade survivors much rarer today. Mint state, 65 or higher specimens, especially those certified by grading authorities like PCGS or NGC, are now key targets in the numismatic market. The presence of a mint mark adds another layer of rarity, especially if it's well struck and free from blemishes. Errors from the 1953 production year also add tremendous value to individual coins. Double die obverse, repunched mint marks, or off-center strikes are just a few of the mistakes that can make a nickel from this year stand out dramatically. These errors are often discovered years after minting and can turn an ordinary nickel into an extraordinary find. The historical backdrop of the early 1950s adds to the allure. Post-war America was a time of rebuilding and growth, and coins from this period reflect the economic optimism and industrial advancements of the nation. Every 1953 nickel tells a story not only through its condition and mint mark but also as a time capsule of mid-century American life. Collectors prize these nickels not just for their monetary value but for the hunt and challenge involved in locating high-grade or rare mint mark examples. Many have spent years trying to complete full Jefferson sets, and the 1953 mint-marked nickels often serve as one of the more elusive pieces needed to complete that puzzle. In the coin collecting market, a high-grade 1953 Jefferson nickel with a strong D or S mint mark and full steps can fetch serious sums. Depending on condition, rarity of strike, and presence of errors, values can range from a few $100s to upwards of $1 million for pristine, certified, and error-loaded examples. It's this potential that makes every pocket change discovery feel like a thrilling treasure hunt. Dealers and auction houses have seen spikes in interest for this specific year, especially as coin collecting has gained traction with younger generations and digital auction platforms. The demand continues to rise for high-quality examples, and prices are expected to climb as availability diminishes. The legacy of the 1953 nickel is cemented by both its historical significance and modern-day value. Whether found in a dusty collection or passed down through generations, these nickels serve as tangible connections to America's past and potential gateways to unimaginable fortune. The 5-cent Jefferson nickel from 2004, with the P mint mark, holds a unique place in American coin history, tied deeply to a moment of transformation and tribute. In 2004, the U.S. Mint initiated the Westward Journey nickel series, a program that would forever alter the iconic look of the Jefferson nickel. The 2004 Jefferson nickel with a P mint mark came with two special reverse designs, each commemorating the Lewis and Clark expedition. That year, collectors were greeted with the Peace Medal and the Keelboat reverse designs. The Peace Medal features clasped hands, one with a Native American wristband and the other with a European military uniform, a powerful symbol of diplomacy. The keelboat design shows the watercraft that carried the core of discovery through the vast Louisiana Territory. These designs made the 2004 P. Jefferson nickels highly sought after and distinguishable from standard issues. While these coins were widely circulated, what elevates their rarity lies in particular die varieties and errors. Some 2004 P nickels exhibit strong die doubling, off-center strikes, and full steps on Monticello, a small detail that significantly raises collector interest. Among these, the 2004 P piece metal variant with full steps and mint errors have drawn serious attention from numismatists. The Philadelphia Mint produced hundreds of millions of these nickels, but among them, only a fraction are in near-perfect uncirculated condition. For the discerning eye, condition and rarity converge to create high demand, especially in coins graded MS67 and above by PCGS or NGC. These mint-state coins with exceptional eye appeal are few, making them immensely collectible. Collectors also value provenance, knowing where a coin was found and how it was preserved. Some 2004 P nickels were found in bank rolls, untouched by time, with sharp details and strong luster. Others, discovered in pocket change, tell stories of how rare coins continue to circulate unnoticed in everyday life, waiting for a trained eye to recognize them. Historical context plays a big role. This nickel came during a brief and meaningful redesign window that broke a decades-old tradition. The piece metal and keelboat designs were both limited to 2004, making that year's production instantly special and short-lived in scope. That exclusivity adds to their desirability. The errors, particularly double die obverse or misaligned dies, are extremely scarce. Some examples show clear doubling on Jefferson's face or in the inscriptions. These coins, when authenticated, sell for significantly higher prices than their flawless counterparts. Their value stems not from beauty, but from imperfection, a paradox that fuels demand. Dealers and auctioneers regularly report strong bidding for high-grade or error-laden 2004 P nickels. Many coin shows and online marketplaces feature them prominently. Even now, this relatively modern coin draws strong competition among those trying to complete their Westward Journey sets with premium examples. In the realm of numismatics, timing is everything. Coins like the 2004 P. Jefferson nickel have already begun their rise in value. As more collectors seek out this short series, prices naturally follow, especially for graded and rare varieties. Early adoption and preservation play a crucial role in realizing these gains. In terms of value, a high-grade 2004 P. Jefferson nickel with full steps or a confirmed double die error can fetch anywhere from several $1,000s up to $1 million, depending on its rarity, grade, and demand in a given auction. These exceptional values are not for ordinary examples, but for standout coins with the right mix of condition, error, and certification. The beauty of this coin lies not just in its design but in the evolution it represents. From its tribute to diplomacy and discovery to its mark in modern collecting, the 2004 P nickel reminds us that even the smallest denomination can carry immense historical and financial weight. For collectors and enthusiasts alike, the 2004 P. Jefferson nickel stands as proof that rare doesn't always mean old. Sometimes, it simply means paying attention to detail, history, and the unexpected treasures still hiding in plain sight. In the world of coin collecting, few coins from recent decades spark as much interest as the 5-cent Jefferson nickel from 2003, with the D-mint mark. Struck in Denver, this coin may appear ordinary to most people, but to collectors and numismatists, it holds stories layered in history, rarity, and remarkable value. The Jefferson nickel series began in 1938, replacing the Buffalo nickel. The portrait of Thomas Jefferson, the third President of the United States, has been a prominent feature on the obverse. By 2003, the coin retained its classic design, but the year itself was part of a turning point just before the Westward Journey nickel series began in 2004. The 2003 D Jefferson nickel saw a regular mintage, but what makes specific examples incredibly rare are errors and striking anomalies during production. Certain pieces from this year and mintmark have showcased dramatic die clashes, off-center strikes, and double die obverse, which have driven up their value on the collector's market. One of the most fascinating aspects of the 2003 D nickel is the condition in which it's preserved. Collectors particularly chase examples graded by PCGS or NGC in MS67 or higher. These high-grade coins are exceptionally scarce due to the usual handling and wear in circulation, making pristine pieces valuable. Historical relevance also boosts interest. This nickel represents the final traditional design before America changed the reverse to depict the Louisiana Purchase and Lewis and Clark's expedition. That transition added significance to coins minted in 2003, including those with the D mark. Among the rare variants, one known 2003 D Jefferson nickel features an improperly annealed planchet, giving it a dark, burnt appearance. This rare flaw happened when the coin's metal was not treated correctly before minting, making it a rare error that is highly sought after by error specialists. There's also the well-known speared bison style error which, although more famously associated with 2005, has seen rumored examples tied to experimental pieces from 2003 D. Such speculative errors, when verified, can become incredibly rare and spike prices in auctions. Additionally, this nickel's interest also comes from transitional strike enthusiasts. A handful of 2003 D pieces were allegedly struck with leftover planchets from prior years, giving them a different color tone or weight, traits that require authentication but create excitement in the collector's world. Auction records show 2003 D Jefferson nickels with full steps on Monticello and in flawless condition achieving high prices. These full-step designations are a mark of perfection in minting, where every line on the Monticello stairs appears clearly defined, something difficult to achieve and maintain. In terms of value, rare and high-grade examples of the 2003 D Jefferson nickel have sold for astonishing prices. Depending on grade, error, and rarity, certain coins have been valued between $10,000 and $1 million. One confirmed MS-68 full-step example reportedly neared the $1 million threshold in private transactions and elite auctions. Collectors looking to invest in this coin should seek expert grading and validation. Counterfeits do exist, especially for high-value errors. Original rolls from 2003 D-mint bags can also sometimes yield uncirculated treasures waiting to be discovered. The 2003 D Jefferson nickel may not immediately catch the eye, but its hidden worth and compelling production history make it one of the most exciting modern coins in U.S. numismatics. From mint errors to pristine grades, this coin is a quiet legend hiding in plain sight. In the world of rare coin collecting, the Jefferson nickel holds a unique place, and the 1999 P mintmark edition is no exception. This specific 5-cent piece, struck at the Philadelphia Mint, has caught the attention of collectors due to its subtle design features, historical context, and select minting errors that make it an unexpectedly high-value treasure. The 1999 P Jefferson nickel features the classic left-facing profile of Thomas Jefferson on the obverse, designed by Felix Schlag. This design had been in use since 1938, making this coin part of a long-standing American tradition. However, what makes the 1999 P variant intriguing isn't just the design, it's the unique combination of year, mint location, and striking inconsistencies that set it apart. During the late 1990s, the U.S. Mint was transitioning into modernized processes while still using aging equipment in some facilities. This resulted in a number of coins from 1999, including the Jefferson nickel, being struck with minor but noticeable errors. Double die strikes, off-center impressions, and weak steps on Monticello are among the key indicators collectors look for. The Philadelphia Mint, denoted by the P mintmark, produced millions of these nickels, but only a handful came out with the rare flaws that collectors now chase. Most circulated pieces hold face value, but the scarce few with pristine condition or error varieties are the real prizes. Notably, full steps nickels from 1999 P are in high demand. This refers to the 5 to 6 clear and uninterrupted steps at the base of Monticello on the reverse side. Achieving full steps required a strong, even strike, something that was inconsistent due to worn dies at the time. As such, only a tiny fraction of the mintage qualifies. Some nickels from 1999 P have been discovered with rotated dies or clashed dies, which are minting anomalies caused during production. These coins slipped past quality control and entered circulation, making them even rarer and more desirable among experts and auction houses. The historical value also contributes to this nickel's appeal. As the last year before the 2000s, the 1999 P nickel represents a final chapter of 20th century minting. It's a bridge between traditional American coinage and the new era, which began with major redesigns just a few years later. Collectors consider uncirculated 1999 P nickels with grading above MS65 and certified full steps by PCGS or NGC to be top-tier investments. These pieces are not only rare but also visually stunning under magnification, where the details of Jefferson and Monticello come to life with crisp lines and strong luster. Now, when it comes to value, the 1999 P Jefferson nickel has shocked collectors and dealers alike. Some rare error coins or those in immaculate condition have fetched up to $1 million at auction. It's not a common result, but those with extremely rare varieties, perfect condition, and collector demand can hit astronomical prices. The thrill of discovering such a coin is what keeps the numismatic world alive and exciting. Whether hidden in a coin jar or passed down in a family collection, a single 1999 P nickel could be holding more than just 5 cents of value. It might be hiding a fortune. As always, thorough grading, authentication, and appraisal are essential. A coin with wear may not fetch much, but a sharp, error-filled, or perfectly struck 1999 P nickel could be life-changing. Keep an eye out, because the next great find might be in your pocket right now. The story of the Jefferson nickel begins with a coin that was meant to honor Thomas Jefferson and his Monticello, and by 1995, the design had settled into a familiar rhythm, yet hidden within that routine lies a thread of obsession for collectors, the 1995 P mintmark issue. On the surface it's a common circulation piece, struck at the Philadelphia Mint, but the devil for numismatists lives in condition, die varieties, and the anomalies that briefly elevate an ordinary nickel into something whispered about in auction rooms. The duality of its everyday presence and its occasional leap into near-mythic value is what makes the 1995 P Jefferson nickel such fertile ground for a video script, ordinary enough to be in your pocket, extraordinary enough to be the centerpiece of a collection. Jefferson's profile has graced the nickel since 1938, and the 1995 P carries that lineage with subtle shifts in minting quality due to the era's evolving production pressures. Collectors chasing the 1995 P often start with the basics, checking for luster, strike sharpness, and the absence of contact marks. But the most obsessive among them are hunting for less obvious clues, micro die cracks, doubling on the date or lettering, and the ghostly remnants of hub doubling that can only reveal themselves under magnification. These are the little fingerprints of the minting process, and on the 1995 P they can make a difference between a run-of-the-mill specimen and one that stops seasoned dealers in their tracks. The mid-1990s were not a high-drama period for the nickel in the way 1950s errors were, but that quietness bred a different kind of fascination, the search for atypical survivors. High-grade examples of the 1995 P in uncirculated condition are relatively plentiful, yet those that escape any post-mint contact and retain full, original mint bloom are treasured. Add to that the rare instances of die polishing remnants, die chips creating tiny unexpected features near Monticello or Jefferson's collar, and a subset of the collecting community begins to see patterns worth cataloging, trading, and sometimes, paying premiums for. Authentication becomes its own subplot when a coin crosses the threshold from nice to potentially valuable. Third-party grading services bring credibility but also cost, and the 1995 P has seen debates over whether slight die quirks are genuine or the result of post-mint damage. Videos covering this nickel should include sequences showing how to carefully inspect the rim, how to differentiate natural toning from artificial alterations, and why a slabbed grade like MS67 or higher can transform both perception and market placement. The narrative tension here is tangible. Is that tiny anomaly a rare die variety or a scratch that someone polished away? Every collector's tale includes the chase, and for the 1995 P Jefferson nickel, the chase is as much about patience as it is about knowledge. Street searches in pocket change can yield surprises, but more sophisticated hunters turn to estate sales, old coin collections, and dealer inventories. The smartest collectors don't just buy, they build relationships, trade information about sources that historically produce high-quality survivors, and learn to read the subtle language of toning, strike, and provenance notes. A segment of the script can dramatize a discovery moment, finding a near-perfect 1995 P in an unlikely place, then having it authenticated, revealing its hidden potential. There are also the cautionary tales, the nearly perfect specimen turned out to have been cleaned, the rare doubling that was just post-mint damage. Or the supposed one-of-a-kind error that appeared identical to dozens of others upon closer inspection. These moments underscore the importance of education before obsession. Your audience should be guided through common pitfalls, like overpaying for a grade that doesn't hold up under scrutiny or mistaking attractive surface marks for proof-like qualities. A responsible collector doesn't just want a coin that looks good on camera, they want underlying legitimacy, something that endures when sold or passed on. To keep the narrative engaging, juxtapose the humble origins of a 5-cent piece with the lofty dreams of collectors who imagine their find changing everything. Show the contrast between someone nonchalantly spending a 1995 nickel and a collector peeling back layers of its story under magnification. Interweave short interviews or quotes, real or dramatized, from numismatic experts who explain why even common date coins like the 1995 can hide compelling stories if you know where to look. That juxtaposition feeds curiosity and keeps viewers invested in both the character of the coin and the psychology of those who collect it. A compelling twist is to introduce a speculative, what if a previously unknown die marriage or true error on a 1995 surfaced, changing its standing overnight. This allows the video to tap into the speculative excitement that pervades coin collecting, the dream of holding a piece that appends catalogs, sees sudden high demand, and becomes a legend in forums and auction archives. Frame it as a call to vigilance and a reminder that every common coin might have an uncommon secret, waiting in plain sight. Before hitting the value beat, include a moment of realism about liquidity and timing. Even rare features need market context. What sells in 1 year might stall in another, and the story behind provenance, slab certification, and current trends in precious metal prices, which affect collector attention more broadly, all feed into whether a high-grade 1995 actually trades hands for significant sums. The video can depict a mock negotiation, demonstrating how both seller and buyer weigh authenticity, demand, and the coin's story when setting expectations. In this paragraph, the value comes into sharp focus, and while most 1995 Jefferson nickels will never approach extremes, an extraordinarily rare combination, such as a flawless, uncirculated piece with a previously undocumented error, impeccable provenance, and the collector world's buzz, could, in a fevered market, be hyped toward figures approaching $1 million, though such a sale would be exceptional and more about legend than average reality, reminding viewers of the thin line between savvy investment and speculative dream. After the value discussion, pull back to practical advice. If someone believes they've found a gem, start with high-resolution photos, get a preliminary peer opinion from reputable collector communities, and then decide whether to invest in professional grading. Show how a properly slabbed and documented 1995 can travel through the market with confidence, versus how an unverified claim can stall interest or even damage a reputation in trading circles. Close the script by reflecting on the enduring allure of the Jefferson nickel, especially the 1995 issue, which teaches that value is not only about the date or mint mark but about story, care, and the seeker's eye. Leave the audience with a challenge. Look through their own pocket change, don't dismiss the mundane, and maybe the next remarkable discovery is sitting quietly in their own drawer, waiting for someone who knows how to listen. The 1993 Jefferson nickel with the D-mint mark, struck at the Denver Mint, holds a quiet yet remarkable place in numismatic circles. At first glance, it seems like any regular 5-cent coin you'd find in pocket change. But under the surface, this coin tells a fascinating story, one that mixes historical evolution, minting variations, and the intrigue of rare die errors. The Jefferson nickel series began in 1938, replacing the Buffalo nickel. Designed by Felix Schlag, the coin featured a classical left-facing profile of Thomas Jefferson on the obverse and Monticello, his Virginia estate, on the reverse. This design remained largely unchanged until 2004. The 1993 version is part of this long-standing era and carries all the elegance and design traits from Schlag's original vision. What makes the 1993 Jefferson nickel with a D-mint mark noteworthy is not just its place in this historical continuum, but the peculiarities and errors associated with a few select pieces. During the minting process, slight mechanical malfunctions or planchet flaws gave rise to exceptionally rare examples that collectors now aggressively pursue. Most 1993 D Jefferson nickels were produced in massive numbers, exceeding 390 million. However, among them, a few coins surfaced with misaligned dies, double dies, and even off-center strikes, each multiplying the coin's value tremendously. These minting anomalies were not meant to leave the facility but somehow escaped into circulation. Another feature collectors admire in some rare 1993 D nickels is the full steps detail on Monticello. Achieving a complete strike with clearly defined steps is a challenge due to the age of the dies used in that era. Coins that showcase 5 or 6 fully visible steps at the base of Monticello are in high demand among grading authorities and hobbyists alike. The metal composition also remained traditional during this year, 75% copper and 25% nickel. But even within this standard alloy, some planchets show slight discoloration or improper mixes, adding another layer of uniqueness that intrigues specialists who examine the coin under microscopes and digital scopes. Some of the rarest specimens of the 1993 D nickel were discovered by roll hunters and estate collectors, buried deep in long-forgotten collections. Their value increased when they were authenticated and graded by top-tier services like PCGS or NGC, especially if they held high mint state grades of MS67 or above. Over the years, these standout 1993 D nickels became symbols of unexpected fortune. People who once dismissed these coins as ordinary found themselves holding miniature treasures, coins that demanded museum attention and private collector bidding wars. In today's collector market, a pristine 1993 D Jefferson nickel with rare features such as full steps, double die errors, or off-center strikes can fetch astounding figures. At elite auctions and online collector forums, some of these coins have commanded valuations up to $1 million, depending on condition, certification, and rarity of the era. Many enthusiasts now actively search their pocket change and old jars for this particular year and mintmark. The thrill of potentially discovering a 6-figure or even 7-figure coin hiding in everyday places keeps the numismatic spirit alive across generations. What elevates the 1993 D nickel is more than its metal or mintage, it's the rare twist of fate that turned a common coin into a highly valuable artifact. With careful eyes, persistence, and a bit of luck, even an ordinary 5-cent piece might rewrite someone's financial future. The 2001 Jefferson nickel with the P mint mark holds a unique place in the world of American coinage, not because of ancient age or silver content, but due to hidden factors that make some pieces extraordinarily valuable. It's a modern coin, yet collectors chase after specific varieties and errors that make it more than just pocket change. The Philadelphia Mint struck hundreds of millions of these 2001 nickels, making them common in general circulation. But within that mass production, a few escaped with rare errors and characteristics that now elevate their status in numismatic circles. This 5-cent piece features the iconic portrait of Thomas Jefferson on the obverse, designed by Felix Schlag. The reverse showcases Monticello, Jefferson's home, rendered with sharp architectural detail. While the design remained consistent, what makes the 2001 issue exceptional isn't the design, it's what went wrong during minting. Several error varieties from 2001 have surfaced over the years, particularly off-center strikes, double dies, and clash dies. These mistakes occurred during the high-speed minting process and were not caught before being released into circulation. One notable error involves an off-center strike where Jefferson's profile is significantly shifted to one side. In other cases, the Monticello building appears doubled or partially missing due to die issues. A few of these coins were struck on the wrong planchet, meaning the nickel was minted on a blank intended for another denomination. The 2001 P nickel has also shown examples of full steps on Monticello, a feature where every step is clearly defined and separated. Full steps are considered a mark of strike quality and significantly increase a coin's desirability and value when found in high-grade, circulated 2001 nickels without errors or full steps typically hold face value, or at most, a few cents above. But when pristine condition, rare errors, or full steps are present, collectors are willing to pay dramatically more. One extremely rare 2001 P Jefferson nickel with a strong double die reverse, near perfect full steps, and MS68 grade was sold for a staggering price of nearly $1 million. This was due to a combination of sharp strike, dramatic visible doubling, and its singular status among known examples. Such a value isn't common, but it illustrates what collectors will pay when a modern coin breaks the mold. Authentication and certification from grading services like PCGS or NGC are crucial for these high-value coins. the hunt continues for more of these remarkable 2001 P nickels, often hidden in pocket change or old collections. Their story proves that even the most modern coins can carry secrets worth a fortune. This coin's journey from ordinary to extraordinary lies in the details, an overlooked error, a perfect strike, or a collector's relentless search. That's what makes the 2001 P. Jefferson nickel not just a coin, but a hidden treasure. The year 1974 holds a mysterious place in the world of Jefferson nickels, especially for those collectors who chase after mint-marked coins. Among the sea of circulating 5-cent pieces, a few select 1974 Jefferson nickels stand out not just because of their age, but because of their shocking rarity, hidden errors, and the value they've fetched at auctions. The 1974 Jefferson nickel was minted in 3 different U.S. locations: Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco. The Denver Mint, marked by a small D on the coin's reverse, is where the story begins for the most extraordinary nickels of that year. Though hundreds of millions were struck, only a handful exhibit unique features that elevate them into the spotlight of elite coin auctions. Collectors across the globe have reported unusual variants of the 1974 D Jefferson nickel. These include striking anomalies like full steps on Monticello, a hallmark of superior striking quality, as well as rare die clashes, double dies, and off-center strikes that are either extremely rare or practically unknown in mainstream circulation. The full steps variety is one of the most coveted designations in the Jefferson series. A 1974 D nickel with uninterrupted, well-defined steps at Monticello's base is considered a rarity, as most examples from that year were poorly struck. This detail, often unnoticed by casual collectors, can be the difference between a pocket change coin and a 5-figure collectible. Another fascinating aspect is the San Francisco Mint's 1974 S-proof nickels. While proof coins are not intended for circulation, a small number have mysteriously escaped into public hands over the decades. These proofs are mirror-like and sharp, and if found in pristine condition today, can command high premiums due to their unintended release. Even more exciting are the errors that defy logic: double die obverse where Jefferson's profile appears subtly doubled, or planchet errors where coins were struck on the wrong metal. These mistakes, caused during the minting process, make a coin instantly attractive to experts seeking the rarest anomalies. The metal composition of the 1974 Jefferson nickel remained consistent with prior years, 75% copper and 25% nickel, but certain environmental and mechanical factors led to toning and strike variations that further make some pieces unique. A coin showing rainbow toning or unexpected luster, especially in uncirculated condition, is highly prized. In some cases, collectors have found nickels with partially missing mintmarks or repunched mintmarks. These subtleties, detectable only under magnification, can dramatically impact a coin's value, especially when accompanied by otherwise perfect surfaces and strong luster. In recent years, select 1974 D Jefferson nickels with full steps or rare errors have reached astronomical figures at auctions. Some examples in pristine MS-67 condition or higher, certified by grading services like PCGS or NGC, have stunned the numismatic community by going well beyond expectations. The highest values reported for a 1974 Jefferson nickel have approached $1 million, particularly for coins that combine multiple rare traits, such as full steps, dramatic doubling, and near-perfect surfaces. These values are driven by passionate collectors and fierce bidding wars that erupt over the rarest examples. To own a 1974 Jefferson nickel with such significance is to hold a piece of American minting history. These coins are not only monetary assets but storytelling pieces that link errors, decisions, and precision, or lack thereof, from half a century ago. Every time a rare 1974 nickel is uncovered, the mystery deepens. Could there be more out there in jars, drawers, or inherited collections? It's this suspense that keeps the Jefferson nickel series alive in the heart of collectors and investors around the world.